Bottom of the 7th. And we're going to see if we can just get these final few innings streamed before posting them up. Connection is working up here. Potentially the stands just aren't very conducive for Wi-Fi. Xander Birch remains in the mound. He's going to face off against short. That one's ball 1. Birch, deal 1, or 1-0. Now it is 1-1. I had the count wrong after that first pitch. 1-1 count now. Two 1, close pitch, called the ball. Here's the 2-1. And swing and a miss this time. Goes to the ground. He wanted all of that ball. Instead, got none of it. 2-2 to short. Short, only 5'9", one of the smaller infielders. But he's still taller than me. Muzio fields that, and he'll take it for the first out of the inning. 1 out, no one on. Avery lead back up here. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Birch got a quick ground out there. Chance for a lead to try to keep the offense going. The previous innings, their offense has been hot. They scored all 5 runs in the previous 3 innings. Birch ready to go. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Good news is, stream actually might end up working for the final few innings of the game. Very upset that it wasn't cooperating earlier, but for now, it'll be back up. If you're coming back now for the game, you missed an eventful few innings, where after this flyout, which should get the second out of the inning, a few outfielders converging, Cooper Smith makes the play 2 away. Utica was able to score 2 runs, 1 run and 2 runs, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. They might be kept quiet here in the 7th inning. 2 outs already. Now it's up to Enos. He's trying to get some free Burger King for the fans. That one's going to be ball 1. 2 fun little promotions. Shader strikes out. Everyone gets some Taco Bell. Again, I had some Taco Bell. I'm not very hungry for it. Finally, Burger King, if we see Enos get an extra base hit. That one's a line drive, and what a jumping catch! Shader says, no, you're not getting any free food. The inning is over. Pain potentially for the Elmira fans after an incredible catch from Shader, but the score still remains 5-0, so the Blue Sox don't have anything too much to be upset about. Instead, that's more of a potential shot in the arm, trying to motivate the Pios, entering the top of the 8th right after this. Zupfer stays in the mound, and he had a very quick top half of the 7th with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Eric Charnetsky leads off now for the Pioneers. That one's a little bit low, ball 1. This is the deepest we've seen the Pioneers go into a game without scoring. That one's going to be ball 2. Charnetsky actually able to get ahead. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Strike 1. Okay. Again, I do my best to remain unbiased, but I think that was definitely just a freebie for the Blue Sox there. That looked incredibly low and outside. But Charnetsky able to still stay alive in the count. It's still a hitter's count, 2-1. 1. And ball 3. 3-1 here to Eric Charnetsky. No walks yet this season from Zupfer. Will that change? No, it won't. That's a heater right down the middle. Strike 2. Honestly, a good take, though, from Charnetsky. Been an incredibly hard pitch to hit. Now he's got a chance with a 3-2 count to get on base. Ball 4. First walk surrendered all year for Zupfer. That will bring up the number 2, Logan Shader. At this stage, the most likely outcome, how we've seen so far, could be a strikeout, so maybe Utica fans will get a free meal alongside a potential win. Good, Zupfer and the rest of the bullpen hold on to it. We see someone stretching and warming up. First pitch, strike 1. But some really intense stuff from Zupfer. Now ahead, counting against Shader. Runner on first. Netsky with a little lead. Strike 2. Shader down 0-2. Taco chance around Utica. What'll Shader do? 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Utica fans get a taco, and Zupfer gets the first out of the inning. One out, runner on first. Third strikeout of the game, 8th of the season for Zupfer on that batter. Olsovsky leading off now. Back at the top of the order. Runner on, 1 out. That one's in the dirt. Charnetsky goes. Throw to second. Not in time. One 0 Olsovsky. Zupfer able to take an extra second before getting ready against Olsovsky here with 1-0. Charnetsky on second. Advanced there after that ball went in the dirt. He got a stolen base from that. That one's strike 1. See, Zupfer, seriously, big, really tough stuff. Olsovsky. Tipped away, strike 2. Cowbell's going, 1 out, runner on second. Olsovsky looking to stay alive. Takes a look back at second. Charnetsky's small lead, but I don't think he'll go. Ball 2, but outside. I think that was just catcher's move to the right of the plate. 2. 9th strikeout of the season, potentially, for Zupfer coming up. Again, Charnetsky, bit of a lead. That one in the dirt. He went around at it. Throw to first. Even though he takes the first baseman off the bag, lands right back onto it for the second out of the inning. That's another strikeout, even though that one required to throw to first. Chris Bear steps up here, still looking for his first hit as a Pioneer. It would help have the team avoid a shutout, likely. Charnetsky will probably be running on any contact. likely running on the final pitch of the at-bat no matter what. Muzio on deck would want a chance before the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Zupfer. Honestly, Zupfer looks fine. I bet he'll stay in for the 9th inning. Strike one, a little bit low, but inside, just enough. And we do finally have the stream working, which is annoying because it just wasn't earlier. But the final few outs in the inning, we'll still have, and final inning potentially in a third or maybe longer. Who knows? Strike two. Strikeout number 10 potentially coming up for Zupfer. Jack the Ripper. You get number 10. He's going to line that one down the line. Charnetsky turns and heads home. Throw from right. Who will win at the plate? Charnetsky gets home. First run as Bear gets a single. His first hit and first RBI as a Pioneer. Deficit at 4. Muzio steps up with 2 outs here. And that was a big important hit. Because of the speed of that pitch, Bear getting to it just put it on the ground at a very fast velo. Made it hard for anyone to get to. Charnetsky makes it home safe. The throw was a bit offline. Probably would have been a very difficult tag, even if it was right on target. No lefty disadvantage for Muzio, but again, this pitcher stuff, it's hard for anyone. 5-1 lead for Utica. Myra finally breaking shutout. Swing and a miss right there. 0-1 to Muzio. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Muzio's faced some tough pitchers, including one of the best in the nation in D2, Hayden Erb, as well as Michael Paul. Multiple Tampa Spartans have also been pretty strong. Potential draft picks, who knows? 0-2 to Hayden. Joe Muzio, trying to keep this inning alive. Zupper looking to get out of the inning. That one's going to be grounded sharply, and a diving play made at first. Zupper gets the final out on the ground. A very great snag right there, and the inning is over. Pioneers finally get a run on board, but they still trail by 4, entering the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll be back. Beat Caroline playing as the 8th inning gets underway. Jonathan Haynes making his debut on the mound for the Pioneers. He had a game at the bat earlier in the season, but now showing off his two-way abilities from the pitching stripe. Bottom of the 8th. Fernandez leading off for Utica. Bottom of the 8th underway. Still a 4-run lead for the Blue Sox. They've been able to bring home runs in the recent innings, with the exception of the bottom of the 7th. They were kept quiet as Birch completed his 2 work. Vogel and Birch pitched through 7, and now it's a chance for Haynes with his first pitch. That was low, ball 1. Hilliard, a big sponsor. You'll see them on their jerseys. You'll see them on the hats. Thank them for their continued support. Here's now the 1-0. That one's driven deep right field. That's going to get in the gap behind both players. Potentially a triple. Picked up by Cooper Smith. Runners held at second. It's a stand-up double to lead off the inning. Drum wants his players to try to get that first out. Wasn't able to this time. Now, Tavares is going to come up with a runner on second. Tavares made a huge diving play to get the final out in the top of the 8th. With a snag and toss, he was able to retire Joe Muzio. Got a chance to runner on second to make up that 1 run surrendered on that Chris Bear run batted in. Utica leads 5-1. Chance to try to get ahead here. Here's the first pitch from Haynes. That one popped up. Is it in play? It is not. Muzio makes an attempt. They're going to land behind the stands. Wonder if a few of the kids here will get it. Definitely a smaller crowd than in Batavia and Elmira, but still. Sox fans here having a good time watching their team looking to improve to 4-0. The Pioneers not wanting an 0-5 start. That's where you start to say, what's it going to take for this team to shed the losing dog? Count 0-1 after that. Fouled away, 0-2 now. Atmosphere in the locker room isn't too depressed. Team has a good chemistry, but again, a losing streak isn't healthy for anyone. Last night was a tough loss. This one, not looking great either. Here's the pitch. Haynes. Back at second. Steps off. There are rumors that there might have been a couch over in the Utica bullpen. Here's the 0-2. That one sent foul. Bernetsky looked, but not able to make the attempt. Tavares got a runner in scoring position, got a chance to get an RBI. Potentially Utica's last time batting. That one's lined and caught by Olszewski, and they double him up. Quick reactions there as Chris Bear gets to the bag. Can't really blame Utica for getting doubled up there. That one looked like a surefire base hit, but Olszewski with a quick grab getting 2 outs. Maka steps up again with 2 outs. Base is empty. Haynes, a good job so far. Able to settle down after conceding that first hit. There's a drive. It's going to go deep to left, but not deep enough. Cooper Smith not able to get it as he ran all the way to it. Instead, out in left field, Bobby Marsh says, "Don't worry, I've got it." And that'll end the inning. Haynes gets through them in order after that double play. As we enter the top of the 9th, last chance saloon open for the Elmira Pioneers right after this. Bobby Marsh leading off top of the ninth. Meanwhile, on the mound, Christian Heil. He steps in, try to record a hold, give the win to Utica. Heil's pitched 1 inning, gotten 2 strikeouts. No hits, no runs, no walks surrendered. He was a redshirt freshman over at Marshall, and already he's definitely got quite a bit of speed. His first warm-up pitch looked very fast. Definitely going to be a tough hitter for Amaya to try to break. Again, we see some big speed, a little bit of break. Hard to tell as much break from here, but Bobby Marsh will be the first to go up against him. Last chance saloon. Pioneers down by 4. They need to score or get back to this game. They've had some interesting ninth innings in the past. I wonder how this game will finish. Things stand. Sokol will be the losing pitcher. The winning pitcher would be Wenzel. Reason being, Casaleggio is already out of the game by the time the first runs came home. Bobby Marsh facing Marsh, arguably his toughest opponent for this inning, potentially. Here's the first pitch. Tipped away, Marsh down 0-1. Heil and Marsh both were redshirted at their colleges. Back next season, ready to play. Both, I think, want to make a statement here. Heil already a big statement early. Showing some great stuff. Trusted as the team closer for that 1-1, just a bit outside. I think it was a 2-seam that just broke a little bit far. So far in the game, only 4 hits. The Pioneers, their most recent one was by Chris Bear. It brought a run home. Their only run as they still trail 5-1. Here's the pitch to Marsh, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. The stuff a little too much for Marsh in that swing. 1-2 count. Your Penn State hitter down in the count now. What can Marsh do? What can Heil do? Ready? Actually, not yet. Gonna take a little break. Pioneers play tomorrow night as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and hopefully, broadcast will work the entire time. Marsh pops that one up. I think it's in play. No, just too far out to the left. It's another road day. Means a long day on the road for the Pioneers. Longer night coming back. Here's the 1-2. And ball 2. Marsh staying alive after a good take right there to avoid being the first out of the 9th inning. On deck, ball 3. Johnny Wall on deck, Cooper Smith following. Those 3 potentially the final Pioneers hitters unless Marsh can get on base. Got a chance here. 3-2 against Heil, drawing a long count after going down early. Payoff pitch. Heil ready to go. Tipped away, staying alive. You know, the Pioneers aren't a team to bow out of a game. They were able to generate a little bit of tension in the 9th innings usually. We're going to need to do that again to stay alive. Really try to make this competitive. 5-1 lead for Utica. Still a comeback that's possible, but tricky against Heil. Pitch. Ball 4. Marsh is able to draw a walk on a full count to get a board to start the 9th. Wall now with a runner on. Chance here to really get the offense going. Marsh gets a fist bump at first. Whether that's Barber or Joe with the fist bump. Heil looking to settle back in, facing off against Wall. That one inside, ball 1. Don't see anyone warming up. In fact, the bullpen is actually empty for the Blue Sox. Ball 2. 2-0 count. Wall getting ahead here. You wonder, maybe some magic is coming from the Pios. Can't win outright here. They would need to go to the bottom half should they take the lead. But they're 5 runs away from having that discussion. Here's the pitch now to Wall, the 2-0. Outside ball 3, so Wall getting ahead of 3-0. And catcher, I think, is just going to quickly discuss with Heil really quick, just telling him to settle down. We also see Tavares doing the same. Wall, obvious auto take on this next pitch. Even if it's one down the middle, you're better off just waiting, and Wall, you get aboard. For Smith on deck, Janae Vaughn afterward. Vaughn potentially would be a tying run should he get to the plate. Everyone else getting aboard or coming all the way around. 3-0 count now to Wall as play set to resume. Wall should take. What will Heil throw? Strike 1. Right there. And now the question is, do you take or do you go for the next pitch? 3-1 to Heil. Here he goes to Wall. He's going to line that. Gets past the second baseman. Marsh held at second. Runners at first and second with no one out. And that's going to bring up Cooper Smith. Tying run now sits on deck. That one just a tough bounce off the second baseman's glove. And puts 2 aboard here in the 9th inning. So a little bit of tension now. Not the most calm of situations. Someone now in the bullpen might getting just stretching, getting ready in case they need it. Heil. And Smith, he's just going to pull away from a second. Wants to talk it over one more time. Smith and Vaughn aren't too good hitters. Vaughn has been actually very good for the Pioneers. Smith has been pretty solid. But in general, they're not the 2 hitters you want to see the most in a situation like this. For the season so far, Cooper Smith, for 7, 286 average. Vaughn entering the game, 3 for 8. Of course, that's not including the bats they've had today. 5 hits in that period, a near 300 average. Oh! The bat slipping out of Smith's hand. And that gets a couple groans from the Utica dugout. Oops. That one fouled away, strike 1. Couple exchanges back and forth from the Utica dugout. Someone was poking fun at Cooper Smith's area in center field earlier. He's just dusting off his bat. Oh, 0-1 now after that foul ball. Good news is that bat stayed high instead of going low. 0-1 to Smith. One, no outs. Ball 1 just inside. Looks like a 2-seam potentially with a bit of break, but that time breaking off the plate. Count now even again to Smith. Looking at second. Strike 2. And you have some fun banter from the Pioneers dugout and the sound crew up here for Utica. 1-2 now to Smith after that one was taken for strike 2. That one line foul. This time we see Wildman just jumping out of the way. He's the third base coach this inning. Someone warming up, of course, over for Utica, but Heil, I think, is settling back in after that hit and walk. Heil ready to go. The 1-2. Smith trying to keep alive. Vaughn on deck. Potential tying run. That one's a little bit low. Ball 2. The bait pitch right there. Looked and said no. Good eye from Smith. 2-2. Here, Heil is ready to go. And oh, that one hits him. And this time, he does flip the bat over to the teammates. And ouch, that one hit his arm, but Smith is all good. Bases now loaded with no one out. Ouch, babe. Smith gets aboard, taking the bruise, loading the bases. Vaughn, now the tying run at the plate. Janae, ready to go. And there is now a conference on the mound. I think this is just to settle down Heil. They're not making a change. But again, Heil likely on a very short leash. He won't hesitate to go to another bullpen arm who's now, I think, more seriously warming up. You're mentioning that the Pioneers needed to get something going and make this a little tense, and now it certainly is. The tying run is being Janae Vaughn, and Vaughn might be one of the last people besides Marsh or Muzio that you want to face. The hot bat, and he's got a bit of power. Heil and Vaughn getting ready to go. The lefty against a righty arm. Here's the first pitch. Heil ready from the stretch. Strike 1. On deck, we see Gilmarad taking some warm-up swings. I wonder, though, if Rum might opt for a pinch hitter, or whether he will trust Gilmarad, depending on what happens here. It's a reminder to really get some offense going. That 1-1, a bit outside. 1-1 count. One count. Heil ready to go. Vaughn grounds that sharply to first. Gets the first out. The throw home. They get the play. 2 outs. A double play from Vaughn. And there are now runners at third and second with 2 away. Gilmarad now up with 2 outs. Any stress from the bases loaded definitely alleviated there. The throw home was in time. That wasn't a force out anymore because the first out was made at first. And the tag was applied just in time. 2 outs, 2 on. Tying run no longer at the plate. It would be on deck if Gilmarad can keep the game alive. Here's the first pitch from Heil. Strike 1. Inside, but in the zone. Can't blame Vaughn there. You hit a ground ball, but play by Tavares to pick it up and then throw it home. A 1-2 double play, something you very rarely see. Here's the pitch, 1-0-1. Murad lines that one. It is caught, and the game is over. And with that, Utica improves to 4-0. The Pioneers fall to 0-5. It's a 5-1 victory. Heil gets the hold. And another loss for the Pios. They load the bases in the 9th. But after a double play, the Gilmarad flyout ends the game. It's a very quick game. It's only 2 hours and 23 minutes. I wonder if the bus will be back in time, or might have to wait in the dugout for a little while. In the end, the win goes to Wenzel, who came on and was pitching in the 4th inning, and the offense finally woke up for Utica. The loss awarded to Mike Sokol. He conceded only 2 earned on 3 runs in total. Birch also conceded 2 earned from relief. 5-1 result here. Utica wins again. and Elmira loses. Bad luck continues from the Pios. They'll be on the road again tomorrow night before returning back to Dunn Field on Friday. It's been a fun Wednesday night. Free tacos, fun banter, and a stressful final inning, but Utica prevails. A 5-1 victory on Taylor Storthy, and thankfully we were able to finally get a stream going at the end of the game. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Pioneers Baseball will return tomorrow. On the road, we'll get you more information about that game. I'm Taylor Storthy, and we'll see you then. Full VOD for this game will be coming up shortly, back when we return home after the bus ride, as you can see the action, including the run scoring, that we missed.